going to get people to wear colanders? This is how we're going to get people interested in the show. We're going to actually get them to wear colanders in the Showbiz Pizza Place. So we'll pick one night out of the week, and this is what they're coming for, is for our big colander head party. Now, how are we going to get them to do that? Well, let's decorate the colanders. It's not just any colander, it's your colander. That's what all those little holes and handles are for, so you can tie things that represent your personality to your colander. And then wear it in a colander on Colander Head night at Showbiz Pizza Place, proudly. We'll give them Colander Head membership cards. The characters will be wearing colanders. We'll give them autographed pictures of the characters wearing colanders. We'll have a Colander Head Gazette. We start coming up with all these ideas that enhanced the value of the Colander Head movement. The Colander Head Gazette is the newspaper for the modern Colander Head. And it has all these articles in it, all funny, of course, fake articles about colander heads through history and modern colander heads, people who wear their colanders and why they do it and where they came from and stuff. So it's going to be a new movement. It's going to be like a little subculture of colander heads. And of course, there'll be bribery, where we give you free tokens if you wear your colander in a showbiz. That was like the most important part of all of it, because the rest of it's fun, but without the free tokens, I'm not sure how well we would have done. So we give them free tokens and have a colander contest, so that, like in the Halloween contest where your costume is being judged, we would judge your colander for its quality, its message, its purity, it's how good it looks on you. So we're going to have all of this. We're going to take your picture when you come into Showbiz Pizza Place with a Polaroid camera, put your name and address on the back of the picture, and your phone number, so we can call you and tell you you won, and or if you win. And basically just have this big Wednesday night colander head contest. But we're also going to have a show that advises everybody that comes into Showbiz Pizza Place through the whole rest of the week that Wednesday night is the night to come back wearing your colander. So obviously we're trying to generate business on Wednesday night. So how are we going to do this? So we started brainstorming the show tape. And then how are we going to get the employees into this? Because the employees are hard to win over. They get tired of our stuff. How are we going to get the employees on our side? Well, first I said, okay, first we have to separate ourselves from the executives. Okay, we're not the executives that normally tell you what to do. We're creative engineering. We're like you. We're crazy. We want to do crazy stuff. We want to have fun with you. So we bypassed the executives in Showbiz Pizza Place and went straight to the employees with our Colander Head Telethon. Now, our Colander Head Telethon was a show that we produced on stage, where all the characters who produced, the voices of the characters were on stage. We had our live band there where we were playing, and we had a pretend telethon where we were taking calls from all the restaurants who were calling us with their support. And we had a big tally board behind us, tallying up how many restaurants had called us with support. And we were pretending that each restaurant was calling us and telling us, all right, we heard from Salina, Kansas. All right, we heard from Wichita. All right, we heard from Jacksonville. They're all in on it. You guys, thanks, you guys. So we were talking about their restaurants, even though they weren't really calling us. Yeah. It was all recorded. It was all scripted, kind of scripted and ad-libbed at the same time. But there was always this one guy named Gordon Prince, who was a franchisee of Showbiz Pizza Place, who hated everything I came up with. He was the stick in the mud. He was the Debbie Downer of all of the Showbiz Pizza Place franchisees. And he had 7 or 8 restaurants. We considered that to be the ultimate victory, if we could get Gordon Prince on our side, because he didn't like anything. And especially something this crazy. What are we going to do about Gordon Prince? He's going to complain out to high heaven. So our entire telethon was based around not trying to get all of the rest of the restaurants. We were pretty sure the rest of the restaurants would be cool and get in on this with us, but how are we going to get Gordon Prince to go along with us? So the whole telethon, we talked about Gordon and how much we needed Gordon on our side. Gordon, you're the guy we need. He's like Florida in the election. We need Florida. If we don't get Florida, we'll lose the election. Gordon, we need you, buddy. Here's what we're going to do for you, blah, blah, blah. So Gordon was watching this too, all the employees. So we created this videotape on VHS, sent it out to all the restaurants for them to watch, and everybody watched it. All the restaurants sat their employees down to watch this videotape from Creative Engineering. It was about an hour long, 45 minutes or an hour long, that gave them their first introduction to the Colander Head movement. And by the time you finish watching the Colander Head Telethon, which by the way is on YouTube, you were in on it. You were one of the insiders. You knew the joke. It was all tongue-in-cheek. We were going to have a great time. It was going to be more fun. You're going to finally have fun at work. And at the end of this telethon, we pretended that we finally got Gordon Prince's call. And when Gordon Prince called, and we pretended that was Gordon on the phone. Hey, you've reached the telethon here, the Colin Head Telethon. Who's talking? There's Gordon Prince. Oh, Gordon. Everybody shut up, it's Gordon Prince. You know, so we made a big deal out of Gordon Prince. Everybody, Gordon, hey, how are you, man? How's it going? Hey, you guys, I love it. So we spoke for Gordon in our telethon. Everybody, Gordon Prince is down with the telethon, with the Colender heads. And we released the balloons, we released the confetti. I mean, I jumped up on a table and I was trying to tell everybody how excited I was. And as I was talking, the confetti started sucking into my throat. And I got choked and I couldn't talk. And everything could only be done once. This was a live performance. We couldn't reshoot this. You know, the confetti, once you shot your wad, that was it, right? So the confetti was falling. And I said, I can't talk, but here, come up here and tell. You know, I had to grab somebody to come up and take the place of this exciting moment. And truth be known, if you watch the telethon, you'll see that somebody actually pulled the lever a little too early. He was supposed to wait until I gave him the signal to pull the lever for the confetti and the balloons, and the music would start up, and everything for the celebration. They started a little too early, so I had to kind of like pad on that. But it all worked, and everybody got in on it, and the Colender Head movement became the most incredible thing that ever happened at Showbiz, and it was our first profitable month in over a year. But the execs of Showbiz, being who they were, did not credit me or us or the Colender Head movement with their profitable month. The execs said we were going to have a profitable month anyway because of the cyclical nature of the restaurant business. I said, you guys will never make it. It's not going to make it. Showbiz isn't going to make it because you can't see the forest for the trees. And that was basically what I told them in March of 1983 when we produced. And that's what they said about our work. And it was a lot of work. So now I'm going to show you the show that the average everyday Joe saw that first introduced him to the idea of the Colender Head movement. So all the characters you'll have to imagine are wearing colanders, decorated up to match their personalities.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our regularly scheduled broadcast to bring you the following special program.
Some of you may think I'm sporting the latest in modern haberdashery design. Others may think I have a stupid spaghetti strainer on my head. I see you out there poking one another saying, Fats has finally gone crazy. He's got a spaghetti strainer on his head and he don't care. But I do. This isn't just a spaghetti strainer. We think of it as the noble American colander. Now, how many of you folks have a colander at your home? Raise your hand. 6. Well, at this time, Showbiz Pizza Place and the Roackafire Explosion would like to pay special tribute to this unsung hero of Americana, the noble Colender. And to assist me now with this presentation, I present my protege, Johnny DiGiacomo. Johnny, how about you, bub? Yo, John.
That's...
John.
No.
Excuse me. Here's Johnny.
Yeah.
Yo, Johnny.
What?
My face.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. Thank you, Johnny. And we really appreciate you there, Johnny. You know, folks, Johnny has really done a lot of work to get this show together. Johnny has done the work of 3 men.
Thanks, Fats.
Curly, Larry, and Mo. That's a zinger. Sometimes I just tickle myself to death.
We know.
Anyway, before my assistant, Johnny DiGiacomo, how you doing, Johnny? Before Johnny turns the page, I advise everybody to brace themselves. Brace yourself for a senseless tragedy. Turn the page. Look at it. Go on, look at it. A colander filled with spaghetti. This is an assault against any criteria of taste and decency.
It's terrible.
Let's bow our heads in a moment of silence.
Okay, that's enough, Bats. Okay, Bats. Bats!
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's a crying shame.
It is. It is.
Especially when you consider the part the colander has played in American history.
Very important.
Yes, in 1492, everybody knows Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Yeah.
But what they don't know is he never would have made it if it hadn't been for the colander-like design of his three ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Strena Maria.
I don't have that picture. I'm sorry.
Johnny, do you see any spaghetti on that ship?
I don't have the picture, Bats. I'm sorry.
No.
3 colanders.
And everybody recognizes Davy Crockett and his famous coonskin colander.
There we go. I got this one.
Don't he look cool?
He's really cool.
Yes, he does.
He's American.
And it was a proud day in American history when women won equal rights through the Women's Suffrage Act of 1857. And if I remember correctly, that's the law that gave women the right to wear their husband's colanders.
Very important time.
I think that's right. I'm not too sure, because when I was in school, I was a little too smart to study and too cute to carry. But I do know that once upon a time, people thought the earth was flat. Then they found out it was round. But I'm here to testify. The earth is actually 2 colanders super glued at the equator.
Right there. It's super
Well,
glue.
maybe they use some extra thick mozzarella cheese, Johnny. I don't know. What do I look like, an information booth? Now listen up. It was Albert Einstein, the big daddy of relativity, who said that the colander was as good a protection as you can get against nuclear fallout. In his own words, he said, about all you can do is put a colander on your head and pretend you're hiding in a giant microwave. And take it from that. You better wear plenty of sunscreen.
That's right.
And then, one awful day in December 1926, Mrs. Martha Dropbottom, in an unthinking moment, snatched the colander off of her husband Herbert's head and began draining her spaghetti.
So sad.
That's the day the colander, stripped of its pride and integrity, reduced to a common kitchen utensil, was shoved back on the shelves of mankind.
It's terrible.
Until now. Let's join together. Too much time has passed, America. Let's get that colander out and let's get it cranked up. Come on, everybody. We want you. We want you here at Showbiz Pizza Place on Wednesday night. Get that colander down shelf, get that old thing decorated and get it up on your head. That's right, decorate the calendar. You know those little handles and those legs on top there? That's what that's for. You can hang stuff on it, you know. That's right, everybody here on Wednesday night at Showbiz Pizza. Wear your calendar because you can get free tokens and your own Colender Head Club membership card and also a 8x10 picture of me that's wearing my calendar. Look at this pretty face. Can you hardly much as believe it? And everybody, let's have a nice round of applause for Johnny and the Giacomo.
Thank you.
Having the pictures here.
Thanks.
Yeah, Johnny and the Giacomo. Johnny, turn that last page. Folks, no calendar. This is ridiculous. We're talking about calendar. Some joke, I don't know what this business is. That's right, folks. Only in America, the only place you can wear your calendar freely. And you know why? Because it's a free country.
Free country.
Right. And you know what that means?
What does
That
it
means
mean?
you better do what you're supposed to do.
You better do what you're supposed to
Let's
do.
bring back honor to this unsung hero of Americana.
Everybody.
Colender.
Wednesday night, wear your calendar. Good. It's just something fun to do together that bonds us, that helps us to forget that, you know, we're all going to be wiped out by nuclear war in the very near future. You know, in fact, we'll be wearing our calendars when the bombs are sent over, because we know that that really that's about all you can do. Is put your calendar on your head and pretend you're hiding in a giant microwave oven. There you go. There's our contribution to society.